everybody out there in prepper land. How are you today? Yes. For everybody listening at Spotify or Anchor, I am showing off my awesome black camouflage Freedom Roasters coffee sweatshirt hoodie that just arrived, and everybody is just in awe of the thing. Yes, this is the Prepper Post News, courtesy of Freedom Roasters Coffee and Freedom Prepper. I am Perrin Lovett, and I think today is Tuesday, January 5th, 1987, 2021, something like that. It's hard to tell, but okay, check this out. We're going to have a show. I just got to show off because this stuff I told you we had big stuff coming. I'm Darth Possum, the Prepper Lord of the Sith. It's so much. We're going to have so much fun this week. I promised you a fun. Let me just take another sip of Freedom Prepper. I got more. This is great. I can't convey to you the heft of this new coffee mug. It weighs like 5 pounds without the coffee in it. And yes, it is, of course, it is a Freedom Roasters. This is a prototype. It's one of two in the world. The other sits at on the desk of Scott Hughes, far away at the command center, wherever that is. But yeah, this thing is really nice. These are going to be available soon. We've got 2 issues. One, black camouflage, which I just can't tell you how cool this is. It's got the double pocket down here. It's really warm. It's really well made. It's got a tag inside, tells you who made it. It's got the hood. It's I think it's 75% cotton, 25% polyester. A good blend, keeps the chill out, slightly water resistant, and it's got just cool graphics on it. Drawstring. These will be available. However, hoodie sweatshirts are available, I guess, through the coffee site. Should be about $45-50 a piece. Well worth the money. We're waiting on black camouflage to come in nationally. Scott got quite a few of these. We're going to need quite a few more. The other issue, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the black, it's really like 5 shades of really dark gray in a camo pattern. One of the shades of gray, there are 50 50 shades of gray. We got 1/10 of them. Yeah, we're doing what we can. One of those shades bleeds through white ink. It looks kind of pink, red. I assume that will wash out. The manufacturer caught that, and there's a different kind of acrylic, latex, whatever this is, they can use. Not going to be a problem. We may also do some other colors. I would suggest just have like really dark gray or maybe like, midnight blue lettering, for nighttime operations. Anyway, and the cup, we should have some mugs available. They probably won't be like this. This thing is just really nice. It's a handmade custom job by an artist. You can even see the ripples where she or he pulled it on the clay thing. Very technical terms. And of course, I've got some Freedom Roasters in here. All right, it's not. And more coffee stuff. The box. When you guys order something, I know some of you already have. You get this quality box that you could reuse for something else. A toy for children, or a house for a pet squirrel. It even has. We've even got Freedom Roasters packing tape, and right there, from my impromptu wacky commercial, it's not the end of the world as we know it. It's just the end of bad coffee. So great things are happening. As I predicted, I think this is going to turn out to be a coffee company with a prepper division, with some kind of mad possum running around babbling for almost 5 minutes. Before getting into the feature story of today, this being the 5th, we've got the devil did not go down to Georgia. He's already there, and he's wreaking havoc in the Peach State. Peach State plummet. Today's the big redo double Senate runoff race in Georgia. And I've got a link to one of the fake news sites. Shame on the Empire State of the South. I mean, that, the Drudge Report, fake news that it is now, had a collage picture of these four, candidates. There's like 11 million people in Georgia. And did you scour the state to find the four worst dregs you could possibly put up? I mean, you've got a guy named Osmosis. You've got a reverend named Warlock. You've got yet another Mitt Romney with a Southern accent, and you've got Giraffe Barbie. I mean, none of the four of them, all four of them combined, could care less about, the little guy living in Blairsville or Albany or wherever you are. So big doings in Georgia. I've got a story linked up. The voting is still rigged down there. It was rigged before. It's rigged now. They had the expert come in. I think his name was, it was either Pulitzer or Paul Eitzter. I saw that printed two ways. Went to the Georgia State Senate and I did a live demonstration of how easy it is to hack these voting machines. He hacked one in real time and let them see what happened. They've also found paper ballots that are not readable. They're designed by design. The Republican part of the ballot is off. I mean, this show goes on. And even if you elected the Republicans, what are you getting? I mean, just Lord have mercy. At least the Bulldogs beat Cincinnati. You've got that going for you. I'm sure that will help us dramatically in 2021 in the Senate. Good on you, Georgia. I've got some other predictions for 2021. I found a set that's pretty darn good. James Kunstler had his predictions for 2021. He's looking, believe it or not, for issues from 2020 to just roll right over as we every year. Just, thanks to the Democrats and the Republicans and all the people that support them, this stuff just never ends. But he's got some good points. He is speculating that an election may be readjudicated, maybe as soon as, I don't know, tomorrow, when we may have a big live party. He also says that some fraud down in Georgia will be revealed, like it hasn't already been. We're going to see a number of celebrities, swamp rats, and other trash rounded up and indicted for serious crimes. The CIA is going to be purged and basically defanged, and if not completely eliminated. Same thing with the FBI. We're going to have BLM and Antifa exposed for the terrorist organizations that they really are. Terrorist ideologies. And then Pelosi will be out as Speaker, and old Mitch will be shown the door at the Senate. If any of that happens, it'll be great. He's got more too. We'll see. We will see. Also with Nancy, San Fran Grand Nan, and old Mitch, the old Kentucky, whatever he is, their houses were recently visited, according to the news, by people who are not too happy with just getting 600 or 2,000 or 2 trillion. People are not happy, so they came and they vandalized the doors, the garage door at Nancy's house, the front door at Mitch's house, for whatever reason. I mean, did it happen? Maybe it was, paid publicity. I don't know. But think about it this way. If these people, whoever they are willing to attack the houses of the Speaker of the House and the majority leader of the Senate, then your house is certainly not off limits to them. So just something to think about going forward, particularly after tomorrow. We've got all kind of fun brewing around the world. Axios has a story about bounties being put on U.S. troops and contractors in Afghanistan. You may not be aware that we, for the past 20 years now, have been running a war in Afghanistan. That's allegedly a country somewhere far away. Nobody even remembers why we're there. It doesn't matter. We're slowly getting out, 20 years too late. But now they're saying that China has put bounties on our remaining troops. This is funny because last summer they were saying it was Russia, and I didn't see any point to that. I don't know what China would gain out of this. If it's true, then things need to happen in our relationship with China. They probably won't. Who knows? Just keep an eye on that. Great news out of England after 5 years Brexit. It's not pretty, but it's done. They are the people of England are free of the EU. So and the globalists are not happy. They're not happy in general because they downplay it. They try to shut us up. They don't want us talking, but they're losing. They're losing control. They work so hard to enslave the entire world to their will, and it's just country by country falling apart, with England leading the way. I have a great, it's another study. I throw out books, studies, redacted reports, reading material from ResearchGate. It doesn't matter who did this. It's something we knew to be true. It's just more reinforcement. Whatever your nation is, the national intelligence in that nation really matters. It is one of the most defining marks of how successful a country is going to be, is how smart are the people there. Achievement is based on the horsepower of the collective mind. So take a look at that and see if you can't, make sense of that in your nation, particularly if your nation is Western and under attack by the globalists. Yet another reason to break away from them. Let's see what we got. More headlines. We just had New Year's Eve, a lot of celebrations. There were fireworks where I was, where I am. I am where I was, so same place. People were shooting them off, but, it was kind of a, socially distanced fireworking. But not in China. The RT has a story with a great side-by-side picture of New York City on New Year's Eve, Times Square, where you normally have the huge party. And this year there was nobody in the street, nothing, dead, total, just deserted. Tumbleweeds are floating through. And they had another picture from Wuhan, where the China virus started about this time last year. And there were, the place is packed with people and they're having a big party. So make of that what you will. There's a little guy, you may have never heard of him, called Tony Fauci. He's a doctor, allegedly. And he's back in the news again. And he's saying that, we need to make the vaccine mandatory. Not mandatory, but just mandatory if you want to do things like travel or go to school or get a job, or let's just make it mandatory. This is the same guy that said that, let's see, everybody's going to be dead from AIDS. Everybody, 2 million corona deaths by last October. Everything it's time for Tony Fauci to just shut up, please. Please just go away, little man. Here is the corona feel-good story for all of last year. Early on, you remember when the toilet paper panic started and everybody was rushing around, nobody knew what was going on. Hand sanitizer just ran out nationally. There was a global shortage of hand sanitizer. And so people who had production facilities, such as booze manufacturers, converted some of their lines over and started making sanitizer to help out with the crisis. Instead of making Jack Daniels, we'll make Jack's, other, high proof alcohol for your hands. It helped. It was good. The people were willing to step in and do their part. No good deed goes unpunished, because even if you have forgotten about that, the FDA did not. And they've pulled out this little known regulation, and they're hitting every one of these distilleries and other plants with a nice hefty fee. It's a fee to help out with the regulatory process for this thing that you helped with, that we had nothing to do with. You did a good job, so we're going to punish you. That's from reason. And, I'm not saying don't pay it and tell them where to go, but I would not pay it, and I'd tell them where to go, and then ask President Trump to maybe get rid of them with the CIA and the FBI. This isn't going to be the last word of the day, because I want to talk more coffee. I've got a few minutes. we've got, it's a story out of Wuhan, a medical story. It's a medical, we need to trust scientists. And some scientists did a study of almost 10 million people in that province in China. And what they found was that the asymptomatic spread of COVID-19 did not occur at all, thus undermining the need for lockdowns like you saw in New York City and not in Wuhan, which are built on the premise of the virus being unwittingly spread by infectious asymptomatic people. You know, everybody's making these jokes about the asymptomatic killers. You know, you feel fine, but you're going to kill grandma. Hoax. Didn't happen, not going to happen. I don't know if 10 million is a big enough sample size. You know, and statistically, it's a zero risk. I think they did find, you know, out of 10 million, 200 or 300 people that might have spread it, but it's not a thing. It's not a thing. And I think this year we just need to be done with that, leave it in the past, and get on to things like what's going to happen tomorrow. So I'm gonna brew up another good batch of coffee. Probably drink it in this gigantic mug. It's really big. It holds, I don't know, at least 12 ounces, maybe more like 14. And I swear the thing must weigh, you know, 5 pounds. But it tastes really, really, really good. So I'll let you know. I'll put up a link when we have the what do they call this? The swag available. I know everybody's going to want it. And I'm also going to advertise, gee, I guess I should have made this decision already. I think what we're going to do for Wednesday, we'll all keep track of what happens during the joint session of Congress and how long it goes on. And I have a feeling starts at 1 o'clock and it's probably going to run till who knows when. But when it's just about wrapped up, or when something is clear, I think I'm going to come on and try to give you a little heads up and do a live stream. Probably won't be a very long one, but we'll just kind of talk over it'll be nice to do something, you know, in real time, especially something that's that really important. And then for the 20th, for certain reasons, we may have an even bigger, better show. So just look for that when you see it. I'll probably just have a regular news cast tomorrow morning for Wednesday. What was I gonna say? Oh, I didn't want to leave you hanging yesterday about, you know, all of entertainment being horrible. Most of it really, really is. Everything I said yesterday, I thought about it, and it's sad, but it's true. You know, when you're watching the Muppets, you're watching something from a guy who, you know, literally, you know, saw no difference between good and evil and was promoting, you know, active Satanism. And it occurred to me that my two favorite characters from the Muppet Show were the two old guys who sat up in the balcony. You know, we paid money to see this. At least they were right about something. But not all of it is really bad. I remember Owen Benjamin did a breakdown of The Wizard of Oz, both the movie and the underlying book by Frank Baum. Yeah. The book is fantastic, and the movie way back then in the 30s did a really good job of bringing it to the big screen. And what it's really about is the triumph of good ordinary people over all of these evil forces, and every character in it represents somebody, you know, good, bad, or indifferent in society. If YouTube hadn't have banned Owen and destroyed all of his work, that might be easy to link to, but he did a great job of running it down. And like him, if you get upset about who might be representing you, whether it's a cowardly lion or a crazy, you know, magician, just know that my role is played by a teenage girl, because Dorothy was the kind-hearted, naive, every woman, every man. And there's one character that you've never really thought about who is extremely important and just overlooked. I mean, he's always there, and you never really think about him. Just ask yourself, in The Wizard of Oz, either the book or the movie, who do you think God was represented by? just think about that. It's fascinating. Also, in the book, the ruby slippers were silver, so it was silver slippers walking down the road of gold to the big greenback Emerald City. You know, where the banking cabal is trying to. It's fascinating stuff. Not all of it is deceptive. I guess most of it is today, but I wanted to leave you with a little hope there. And now I know you're all jealous. You can't order these sweatshirts today, but soon you will have an army of people out on the street. Maybe for the big, the next big political rally, we can all be there for the Freedom Roasters coffee contingent and do what has to be done for coffee rights in America. So I'm gonna let you go. We'll be back tomorrow with news and most likely with a very very big post-day wrap show that I hope you can all participate in. I wish I could give you something more solid on a timeline, but I can't. But I'll see you when I see you, and hope you guys have a great Tuesday. If you're down in Georgia, God bless you. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna get me some more coffee, and I just got to go show this thing off. It's really cool. Have a great day.